Hi, welcome to an Inventor 2020 video tutorial. I want to do that crossbeam exercise now in Inventor. Kind of similar to the Fusion version, but in Inventor we have at least a ruled surface command. So let's have fun with Inventor. In order to use those curves which I imported with the step file, I have to do a whole lot of 2D sketches, because the Extrude only works with 2D sketches, not with 3D curves. So let's start and do two sketches, one for this curve and one for that curve. So I need a sketch on, let's take a look. That would be this plane, and that's the XY plane, okay? And I want to include, that curve, so go for project geometry, this one and that one, and okay. Finish that sketch just to make sure it's yes, because the curve always covers completely the projected element, so you cannot see the projected element, which is in yellow. Next sketch would be on that plane. That's the ZX plane. Okay, and I need that line. So go for project geometry, select that line and finish that sketch. Now let's hide the imported curves. So I got those two, and I want to do two extrudes. First extrude with this one. I go for a surface, yes, and I will make it symmetric. And let's go for 210, 420. And okay. Next extrude with this one, but in that direction, and make it 700. And confirm. Now in order to trim, I first want to trim that surface with a plane. So I need a new plane, which, let's show those, make them visible. That one would be parallel to this one and go through that point. And that's the XY plane. Okay, hide them. Make it parallel to the XY plane and use that point as reference. Now I can trim. So trim, this would be the tool, the plane is the tool, and I want to remove that stripe here. And okay. Then I could hide that plane and trim once more. Now trim, this is the tool, and I want to remove this side of that face. Apply, and then that would be the tool, and I want to remove this part of that surface. And okay. Let's stitch those together. Apply and done. And then I need a sketch on the, that's the YZ plane. On this one, start sketch. And let's draw profile, which might look something like this. Okay, I want to project an edge into my sketch, this edge as construction line, and let's make one condition that's normal to, oh, that's really hard to see. Now I could maybe adjust it a little bit. Maybe like that. That should do. Finish that sketch. Now let's trim with that tool. So go for trim, select the sketch, and I want to remove the inside. I want to remove this part, and okay. Then I will do 2 fillets. So go for fillet, make it 200 on this edge and that edge, and confirm. Then go for a patch. Patch would be automatic edge chain, this one, and it should be tangent to all faces, and confirm. Now let's stitch this, or it's already, no, stitch it, apply, and done. I need a base surface. That's only part of the base surface, so I will need my curves back. So go visibility, and I need a sketch of this one. So let's go for a new plane. Maybe where is it? Parallel to plane through point would be an option. Yeah, so make it parallel to the, that's the YZ plane. Is it? Yes. And through that point. Make a sketch there. And project those lines, and that would be this element, that one, this one, and that one. Finish that sketch and just hide the imported curves. Looks good. Now I can do another extrude, maybe two-sided, and this should do. Let's go for 180 or even 100. Yes, and this might be 100 as well, so I could have gone for symmetric as well, but it doesn't matter. And confirm. Let's hide that plane, and now I want to trim, and therefore I might have to extend that surface because it might not work otherwise. So let's go to extend this one up to that edge if possible. 2. If I go just to that face, that will not work. So let's go to distance and just move it a little bit like that. That should do. Yes, and confirm. Now let's go for trim. I want to trim with this as tool, and I want to remove that part. No, cancel. Oh, I see. this has to be more 100. Let's go for 140. That should do. Yeah. Now go for the trim. Select this surface as tool and remove that part. Apply. Let's try the other way around. This would be the tool and I want to remove. Yeah, that doesn't work. So I have to extend this surface. Maybe like that. Okay. And now I can trim. I want to trim with this tool, that surface, and confirm. Stitch it. Apply and done. And let's make a fillet with 50 millimeters on that edge right here. And okay. So that would be my base surface. Base surface 1. I will need an offset surface to this one, so maybe let's change translucent. Go for an offset, thicken offset. I need to offset the quilt. Result should be a surface, and I want to go for 6 millimeter. And this should be offsetted. Again, it's hard to see, so let's go for 60. So it's easier to see. That's the correct direction, so go for 6. And that would be base offset 6. And I might need another one with an offset of -6 the other way around. So let's make this not translucent and give it a different color. So that might have a more greenish color. Okay. Now one offset to the other side. Again, go for thicken offset. Quilt. This one. Now in that direction. So let's make it 60 so it's better visible. Yeah, that's okay. And confirm. And change this to that color and give it maybe a more, yeah, this color, and confirm. So that would be, that's plus and that's base offset +6. So we'll go for +6, or it's in minus direction. So let's call this -6 direction. Okay. I think I will need a copy of this one and that one. So I can do an offset. Go for a surface, go for quilt, make it 0. And I want to have a copy of this one. Is it selected or not? Hard to tell. Should be. So if we go for 60 just to see if it works. No. This surface should be offsetted. And that would be the yellow one. Okay, make it 0. That will be the copy of the base surface. Base surface 1 copy. Okay, and I need one of these as well, so go for, that's the green one, for another thicken offset, quilt surface 0, and select the green one, the quilt. Okay, confirm, and that would be a copy of the offset 6. Base offset 6 copy. Now let's hide all of them. Great, and maybe this one is still translucent. Okay, that one is translucent, so okay, nice. Let's bring back our curves, and maybe I can use this curve for a bounded plane. That would be a patch. So let's maybe, just maybe, yeah, this works, great, and confirm. And that will be my square emboss sooner or later, so make it like that. And now I could go for a ruled surface, and that should be one with an angle. This looks okay because there's tangents here, and that's vector. Vector would be okay as well. So I want to extend that edge, and the vector would be normal to that surface. Okay, and I want to go for, let's say, 30 millimeters, and the angle should be, is this really red? So I think it's 0.33. Yeah, okay, which means it's 30 degrees. Okay, now stitch them, apply and done, and make a fillet with, let's say, 2 or 3 millimeters around that edge, and okay, and change it to not translucent, and that would be my square emboss. Let's see if we can use the runway curves as well. Yeah, I could go for ruled surface, but I will do it with a sketch. So therefore I will need a plane which is parallel to the YZ plane and goes through one of those points, maybe this one. Then go for a sketch on that plane, and I want to bring in those elements. So go project, so maybe I have all of them. Let's finish that and take a look by hiding these. This looks good. I could hide, of course, the plane. Okay, let's make an extrude. Make it a surface. Make it symmetric, make it 100, might do. Should be okay. And confirm. Now I will need that offset 6 plus. So maybe that's the -6. I need this one, yeah. Make it visible. Now let's trim. I want to trim with that tool this surface, and okay. So that's 6 mm. Trim once more with this surface, and I want to remove the upper part. Okay. Then I could stitch this surface and that surface, apply and done, and make it not translucent. And let's bring in our base surface 1, make it visible. So that would be the runway emboss. Not quite, it needs a fillet on top, so go for fillet on this edge, maybe 3 mm or 2, and confirm. And now that would be my runway emboss. Now I could trim. I want to trim. That's the tool, and I want to remove this one, and I can only select one, apply, same tool, cutting tool would be this one, and now I want to remove that side. Okay. Now use this one as tool and remove that face, apply, then use that one as tool and remove this face. Okay, so that will be my new base surface, which is not yet stitched, so go for stitch, or maybe not stitch. Yeah, no stitch. This surface, that surface, and this one. Apply. So that's the new one. And add some fillets. So go for fillet. 3 or 2 mm, let's see. Along that edge. Apply. And along this edge. That might not work, so let's go for 2 mm. And okay. Now that would be my base surface 2. And make it not translucent. So this might be the end of part 1. Hope you enjoyed it up to this point. If you did, please give it a like or leave a comment. If you want to see more, please give it a like or leave a comment. Please subscribe to my YouTube channel. Please subscribe to my Facebook cat fan page. I want to get more subs and likes over there as well. Thanks for watching. See you to the second part. Bye bye.